Extra beautiful day ahead for Valentine's Day. We talk about how long this lovely weather is going to last.
And just how much rain fell over the weekend. We have those details and good news for our current February rainfall average.
Plus, we talk about the effects of the powerful nor'easter that took place earlier this morning across the Northeast.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
I think that was a giveaway, right? Nor'easter.
Yeah, a nor'easter in the northeast. Who would have thunk it?
In the Northeast, yeah. We we had a big system there that moved across the Northeast. That was actually our rainmaker that moved through over the weekend. But I know for folks, including our very own, you remember Jill Gilardi?
Oh, Jill, yes.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of Jill's posts. She was checking back in with us and showing us all the snow that was happening there.
She is definitely in her element back home in a winter wonderland.
Yeah, yes, indeed. But hey, next big thing for us, we do have some cold weather tonight. You can feel the chill out there. And look, I know it's not a hard freeze, but when you come off of days, that's the thing here in Alabama. You have days where it's in the 60s, and then all of a sudden, hey, it's back to 30 degrees, right? And that's what we're going to deal with tonight, those temperatures down into the 30-degree range. But how about these longer days? Are you noticing? At 5:29, we had sunset time today. Those days getting longer. March 1st, sunset time 5:44, and then we spring ahead. Daylight saving time kicks off, and then by April 1st, sunset time at 7:08. So look out. Springtime is right around the corner, but it's cold tonight. It's chilly out there. You can see at Tuscaloosa right now, we're seeing those readings in the low 50s around Skyland Boulevard there and back in towards places like Woodland Forest, close to 50. Areas to the north around Lake Tuscaloosa, 51. Here in the Birmingham area, Bessemer's at 49, the Magic City at 49, Trussville 47, Hoover at 49, and 47 degrees at Warrior Dora at 49. So Vestavia and Hoover there feeling those 40s as well. And then you can see East Alabama. We'll stop it right here. Some pick locations, Aniana to Gadsden down in the 40s. Look at Highland Lakes area there, 46 degrees. So it is feeling cold. But when you look at the atmosphere, things have really dried out. That express of moisture, that river of moisture that we've been talking about has set up to the south. You can see those clouds streaming across the Gulf of Mexico. And there will be a southern stream system that develops later this week. It's going to bring a lot of rain to Florida. We're going to see the north end of that impact our area. Could bring some rain as early as late on Friday. In the morning out the door, will we drop to freezing? Well, that could happen in a lot of areas. I'd certainly play it safe. Make sure you bring in the plants tonight. We'll see some frost out there, but those outlying areas, notice Ashland, Anniston, areas to the north around Center will drop close to freezing. This is showing 26 there at Coleman and around Vinemont there early tomorrow morning. West Alabama, seeing those temperatures near or just above freezing. I still think even here around Pickens County, we're going to see those temperatures for tomorrow that will be dropping close to that 30-degree mark there early in the day. But a big drop in temperatures on the way as we look ahead for tomorrow morning and then again tomorrow night. But the rest of the day tomorrow for Valentine's, nice warm up. We'll see those afternoon highs right there close to 60 degrees there during the afternoon. You know, one of the big stories out there has been some of the flooding that's been happening across the area. We still have a river flood warning at Selden Lock and Dam. This is right there along the Warrior River down towards Lock 5 south of Utah. But we are expecting minor flooding. A crest will happen tomorrow morning at 92.9 feet. That's just a couple of feet above flood stage for Bevel Lock and Dam in the Pickensville area. You can see also a forecast crest of 123.3 feet, just about a foot there over flood stage, and that's going to be happening over the next couple of days. We'll see this flood warning expire by Friday morning. But low-level flooding, it was also an issue in the Centerville area after all the heavier rain moved on through. But town leaders are more than okay with that, thanks to history. Right now, we go to our Brian Hittery joining us from West Alabama. Brian, you went way back in history today to show us another reason why town leaders are thankful.
That's right, Wes. In fact, we take you all the way back to 1961. The Cahaba River became more than a swollen river, but on that day, it flooded a major part of town, and Mike Hobson was there. The recent downpours left their calling card on the Cahaba River in Centerville, a river that's raging today, angry, and flooded some low-lying areas such as Stallings Road. But former Centerville Mayor Mike Hobson remembers a different time.
Right. In 1961, when I was probably in the 10th grade at Bibb County High School.
October 1961, the Cahaba reached a crest of more than 35 feet, high enough to flood the football field some 200 yards away.
Back in those days, the Cahaba River flooded often.
And it was Mike Hobson who joined a few others and jumped off the goalpost and dove into what was a small lake on the football field, a depth of only 3 feet.
Well, we weren't very smart at that time and diving into shallow water, so we were not afraid, although we should have been afraid.
And being afraid is no longer the case here in Centerville. No real concern this kind of flooding could happen again. The reason? Current Centerville Mayor Mike Oakley says the U.S. Corps of Engineers made a key move some 15 years ago upstream, right where the Cahaba and the Alabama rivers meet.
Probably some silt work, was backing it up. And some work the Corps of Engineers did really alleviated a lot of our problems.
Removal of stumps, limbs, and obstructions.
The right move because the '61 flood flooded businesses and caused havoc.
It was an emergency.
Today, the threat of another 1961 flood in Centerville has been largely eliminated, a threat Mike Hobson remembers all too well, more than 60 years ago. And this week, the Cahaba River crested a little more than 35 feet. History shows that it was even higher way back in 1902 when the river reached more than 36 feet. In West Alabama, Brian Henry, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. You always know there's a lot of rain when you see that Cahaba River on the rise like that. But if you ever have a chance to check out the beautiful Cahaba lilies, it is just absolutely gorgeous there through Bibb County. Other parts of the state also dealing with flooding today. Check out this from our sister station, WSFA in Montgomery. This is Hayneville down in Lowndes County. This is Hayneville Road, where you can see water is still covering much of it. Some crews watch trucks drive through it with small cars turning around earlier today. Of course, you want to turn around. Don't attempt it to drive through those flood waters. This brings up a good topic of how much rain we actually received over the weekend. We've had time to quality control some of that data. Meteorologist Matt Daniel, Mickey Ferguson, they join us now with updates on just how much rain we received.
So Mickey, it was a very wet weekend, and now that the rain is out of here, let's tell you about those totals across the southeast.
Those things are right behind us here?
That right there.
Okay.
We're looking at, look at those yellows, oranges, and reds. Just a lot of rain across Mississippi, Alabama, going into Georgia. It looks like the bullseye, or the heaviest amount of rain where we saw some flash flooding, was in around the Montgomery area. So they saw over 5 to almost 8 inches of rain.
Yeah, the I-85 corridor had some flash flooding over into West Georgia. We were watching it on the screen there just the other morning.
Yeah, but these are all those estimates, and it looks like a lot of us saw about 2 to almost 4 inches of rainfall. Lower amounts farther north and east, that's really the area we needed the most rain. That's where we still had a little bit of that drought. But still, that is very beneficial. It's going to be very interesting to see that drought monitor going into Thursday. It wouldn't surprise me if most of the drought across the state's out of here.
Yeah, I'm almost giddy. 3 inches, 3.5 inches in Haleyville, 3 1/4 in Gadsden and Birmingham, a little over 3 inches in Clanton. So you get the idea. That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, some very beneficial. And how about some more totals? We always want to give a shout out to our weather watchers, always giving us those reports daily.
Yeah, a little over 4 1/4 there in West Blockton. It was so high there in Alabaster, it almost got up to John King's mustache.
I knew you were going there.
Okay.
All right, Lamar County, Tony, almost 3.5 inches of rain there.
So thank you for weather watchers sending in those numbers. Now, how do we compare to what our monthly totals are, Matt?
All right, well, let's look at that. So the big number, that's how much rain has fallen so far this month. So on average, we'll pick up almost 5 inches of rainfall in Birmingham. We're pretty much close to that, and it's what, February 13th? So how about that? Almost 5 inches in Tuscaloosa, and that's pretty close to your average. And then Anniston picked up 3, so we'll still need another 2 inches to match the average for the month. So let's look at those differences for the year.
It's Fat Tuesday. We got some fat rainfall gauges here. 11.42 is where we typically are by this time in 2020. Oh, no, that's not
that's
it.
how much we've seen so far in 2020.
I got you. I read it wrong.
The average, that is how much it should be.
Oh, I see. So we're 4.5 inches over.
That is correct. And then let's take another look out at Tuscaloosa. I can't believe it, but we've already recorded 13 inches so far this year.
Dang diggity. 7 is your average, so that's almost 6 inches over there in Tuscaloosa. How about Birmingham?
Almost 11 inches so far this year. Typically at this point, we should see about 7, and we have a surplus of rainfall of almost 4 inches.
What we're trying to communicate here is we've seen a lot of rainfall, Matt. That's what I'm getting out of this.
And that's all we've got. But we'll show you that drought monitor Thursday.
Yeah, I gotta go get my canoe. You want to come?
Sure.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, we've certainly covered some ground there as far as those rain totals go, and we're going to be watching a system later this week to bring a little bit of rain Friday and into Saturday. Just incredible. For some parts of the area, we've had over a foot of rain in just a matter of a couple of weeks. It's just a lot of wet weather and more to come as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Let's check out those temperatures. If you got any plans to celebrate Mardi Gras tonight or going out with the girls for a night on the town for Valentine's Day, it's chilly, so make sure you're wearing a jacket. We're at 50 in Birmingham, already down to 39 in Jasper and Coleman. Those temperature sensors run a little cooler, but still definitely giving you that first alert for a chilly night. 49 in Columbiana and holding on to 53 in Utah. So compared to this time yesterday, most of us are running cooler, especially areas in northeast Alabama. But tomorrow morning, we have that first alert for at or near freezing temperatures when you walk out the door. So y'all know the drill. Make those cold weather preps before you go to bed tonight. Bring the pets in and cover up any sensitive plants. Well, as we continue to talk about the system that brought us rain and severe weather, we move to just north of us in Tennessee, where they saw up to an inch of snow just last night. Take a look at this video from our sister station in Memphis. This was taken last night as people north of Memphis saw snow falling, with some even witnessing the ever elusive thunder snow. Man, major FOMO. Memphis thawed out today, though, with warming temperatures and a dose of winter sunshine. And hey, check out this snow video sent in from a familiar former member of the First Alert weather team who now works at our sister station in Hartford. Our very own Jill Gilardi sent this in, and I think her wife Kirsten actually took this video. It's her birthday, by the way, today. Happy birthday to Kirsten up in Connecticut. This is all from that powerful nor'easter that is now moving out of the northeast, but man, what a beautiful winter wonderland. Well, Jill and Kirsten aren't the only ones who woke up to a winter wonderland this morning. Millions of Americans have faced winter weather alerts today as that nor'easter made landfall. Fox Weather's Robert Ray has more.
It was a similar scene across the Northeast Tuesday morning. Heavy snow and slush coating roads from Washington, D.C. up through New England, leaving more than 32 million Americans under winter weather alerts. Forecasters say this nor'easter started out as rain for much of the region before colder air took over, making for a messy commute.
We're doing everything in our powers to keep New Yorkers safe. We want New Yorkers to do everything in their powers to continue to be safe.
The National Weather Service says snowfall rates are hitting 1 to 3 inches per hour in some spots. The conditions affecting travel on the roads and in the sky. According to FlightAware, more than 1,000 flights were canceled early Tuesday. Forecasters say this storm is intense but quick, with temperatures expected to rise up into the 40s throughout the afternoon. Still, with just a few weeks of winter left, people are taking advantage of the snow day.
It's really beautiful. That's annoying, but beautiful.
My small girl, she wants to go out, do snowmen, things like that, so she really enjoys snow days.
This storm is part of the same system that caused heavy flooding across the southeast on Monday, and crews have been out clearing debris and repairing roads.
We received an excessive amount of rainfall that ended up damaging and flooding several of our roads, eight to nine roads that were impassable.
Now back here in the Northeast, forecasters say that flash flooding and in fact flash freezing remains a threat along the coastlines of New England and even here in New York City. Reporting in Central Park, Robert Ray, Fox Weather.
Well, we love the snow, but y'all can keep that flash freeze up there. We don't deal with that well here in the Southeast. Still ahead, though, we have some sweet sunshine in store for Valentine's Day, and we're on your side with that next rain chance. We'll be right back.
Welcome back into Weather Extra. Clear sky across the area. Big drop in temperatures out there for this evening. We're already down to 49 at Fayette. Haleyville, 46 degrees. We're seeing a lot more 40s there on the map, even showing 39 there at Coleman at this time. The wind also settling down, so with a much calmer sky out there, or calmer wind, clear sky, I should say. But that combination's prime time radiational cooling. So we'll see those lows out there in the outlying areas taking a big tumble compared to the more populated zones. Early in the day, we'll see some freezing conditions out there on the map, but no clouds showing up. It's incredible just how quickly we've cleared out across not only Alabama, but the region. You can see there not a cloud in sight around Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden, area south towards Clanton. The nearest cloud cover way down in the Gulf, right there close to the coast at this time, but expecting lots of sunshine again on the way for tomorrow. So we'll continue to see this mostly clear sky. How cold is it going to get out there? You can see the temperature temperatures as we go through 9 o'clock tonight, cooling off to around 35 there at Coleman. Looks like in the morning as we head out the door, we'll see those lows dropping down into the low 30s, outlying areas. Again, Pell City to Fayette. Looks like over towards Anniston right there, close to 32 degrees with a mostly clear sky. After that, though, with that cold start, we got sunshine. Again, a nice warm up with highs close to 60 degrees there during the afternoon. As we look at the next big thing for us, we've got some wet weather on the way. A chance for some showers coming back Friday night and into Saturday. And the core of this system is going to stay to the south of us. It's going to move across the Gulf of Mexico. Some colder air is going to move in behind this, but this is far from anything like what we experienced back in January. This is going to be the kind of cold we'll see those highs in the 40s. You'll need the jacket out there. Chilly day on Saturday. We'll see the overnight lows down into the freezing range. We'll see some 20s early on Sunday. After that, we clear out. We've got next week some sunny weather coming back. In fact, next week by next Wednesday, we'll see highs in the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees. So on our First Alert 7-day forecast, we've got the cold snap this weekend. Again, very seasonal. You can see the normal high is 59, so we're not far off, but we'll see those temperatures go below average. Overnight lows down into the 20s by early Sunday morning, upper 20s, but then it's back to milder weather again by the middle of next week. But that's the 7-day forecast. Right now, I want to check in on beyond the 7-day forecast. Actually, before we do that, do have some video I want to share with you real quickly. This is the 5th grade students at Irondale Community School, and I do want to give these students a big shout out. They were a wonderful group today. Very informed on the weather and had a lot of great questions, and we talked about severe weather safety. Of course, last week was Severe Weather Awareness Week, so a great chance to get out there with the students. That's Mr. Campbell right there, and he actually practiced with the weather, did an incredible job. I want to thank Mr. G, the 5th grade teachers there, and Irondale Community School, always a fun weather visit. We visited there before, but anytime, teachers, you want to set up a weather visit with the First Alert Weather Team, it's an easy process. Just go to WBRC.com on the website. Hey, there we are, and you can sign up there for a school visit. Look for Weather in the Classroom. But Lauren, fun group today, and they did a great job with some of those weather songs out there today. But we were singing because, you know, it was nice out there.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful weather to sing about, right?
Heck, I'd be singing too with that beautiful sunshine we've seen today.
Yeah, we've been in it's been gloomy, rainy. We needed a little bit of sunshine today.
And you know, we need to learn how to play guitar like Wes, because I swear he's just a rock star when he comes in, and the rest of us are like, here's our PowerPoint presentation on what makes weather. So maybe we need to have some guitar lessons.
We got to work on the band here.
We do. Definitely need to establish the weather band here. But let's establish what's going on beyond the 7 days. We look at that First Alert weather calendar. Wes has been talking about that rain chance for Friday and Saturday. But as we look ahead, if you've got President's Day off, it looks like it's going to be a nice dry day, possibly just a little bit of passing high clouds around. Let's look ahead, though, to next week, getting beyond the 7-day. Look at next Friday, the possibility of maybe a rainmaker coming in. We're not seeing anything that looks alarming in the long-range data as far as a flooding threat or a severe threat. So that's always good news as we get a little closer to March. Possibly, as we look at the latter half of the month, we're talking February 27th, Tuesday, possibly another system headed our way. But let's look at that possibility for the temperature outlook. 8 to 14 days from now, this is looking at February 21st through 27th, the possibility of above average temperatures across Alabama. So not necessarily seeing anything in the way of a potent Arctic blast, but as we look at those potential low temperatures, February 19th through the 28th, so right through the end of the month, we could be seeing morning lows, still getting a little cold possibly next weekend, but you see it looks a little milder than average next week. And then as we get towards the end of the month, those last few days of February, lows looking much milder than average. So the trend is kind of favoring warmer temperatures versus colder overall. And this is showing, again, going into next week, the possibility of 60s and then temperatures near or slightly above average overall. So we're not seeing these big Arctic air outbreaks. As far as the rainfall outlook, 8 to 14 days from now, this is February 21st through 27th. It looks like we should be near average for precipitation. We can certainly get some good rainfall in February, but not seeing anything crazy for the latter half of the month. So as we look at the futurecast here we go next Wednesday, the 21st. So this is after President's Day. You can see a ridge building in across the Gulf Coast, but keeping things pretty quiet until maybe we get into that Thursday, Friday time frame. We talk about a disturbance coming through that could potentially bring some rain chances. And I almost hesitated to show you all this beyond the 7-day, but maybe, just maybe, next weekend we could actually see some sunshine, like a sunny weekend with no rain in the forecast. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but that's something we always like to first alert you about. We'll take a final look at Weather Extra right after the break.
Well, could we be seeing some above average temperatures?
It looks more like that than an Arctic blast.
We'll have updates tonight, first at 9.